2, 3. I'm not sure if you can see back there, Wesley. But this thing is half buried in the sand and it's pretty cool. I am glad we are doing this. This actually makes me rather happy. Just having the word Ozymandias, and then right here we are building a thing that's half buried in the sand. Oh hey, in the middle is slabs. Maybe it doesn't really matter. In the middle of the 3 squares is actually slabs. Not a big deal. No, I guess it is a deal. So like these, the middle 9 is slabs. You might think, that seems like a very subtle detail, Simon. It is. It is a subtle detail. And it's not only a subtle detail, but a subtle detail that makes it somewhat more difficult to build. I feel like an architect. Pissing off the workers. Because look, on a real building site, stuff like this would happen. And all your builders would just get really angry at you. They'd be like, it doesn't even make any difference, Simon. No slabs. It should be slabs, not blocks. Anyway, I can change them. Oh, also you did leave space for the archway, right? Okay, good. One, two, three, four, five, six, 7, 8, 9. I mean, we definitely have to break this again because the word is right here. So we have to demolish this for Ozymandias. The word. Hey, I'm having fun. Let's see, that there. Oops. And then columns and columns. And oops, that's the wrong one. My bad. And columns and arches and arch things and column things. and arch things. And then these back here should definitely be slabs. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And this is the sort of thing that you don't do enough in architecture school. Maybe none of you really understand what I'm saying because you don't go to architecture school. But if you've been to architecture school, my experience is that you don't often have design teachers telling you to renovate an old building like this. Not often enough. When you actually learn a lot from renovating old buildings. I mean, first you have to take apart the old one. And you learn from doing that because you learn about the old building techniques. Having a girlfriend that does architecture classes helps, yeah. Has she ever has she ever been told to renovate an old building? Because you have to understand the old building, and then you have to put a new building inside the old building in a way that makes sense. Yeah, no. Usually in architecture school it's just building new stuff. Smooth redstone. Oh hey, I mean this should not be here. This should not be here. Because it's the entryway. Mostly there's a plot of land, design this so it fits. Yeah, that's right. So it's often you have a piece of new land that you can do whatever you want in and just design a new thing in there. And that's not as interesting, in my opinion. So here's the thing. This is a two-story building, the Caravansary. So actually the bottom half of this goes down another like 5 blocks before it reaches the original ground level. How do we... Alright, now we decide what to break. So we need to break, let me just use my, so we need to break like this part to maybe there to open up the space for the circuitry. Let me just use dotted lines. Oops. Dotted lines, there you go. Cut open that part. We also want to cut open... we don't... you know, Miley Cyrus is a construction site hazard. is what she is. Do we keep this arch? I don't think we can keep this arch, Wesley. This thing, because this here, this down here. Although we... Conceivably we can, Wesley, you know, because even though it's pretty close, the minecart can still go through here. Maybe we can keep this arch. Just keep that. But this we're gonna have to close off here because there's a circuit here. So this part we need to close off at that level. We can modify it something, we can. I'm just thinking about... And also... Oh, you're cutting... Hey, don't cut yet, I'm still thinking. Hey, don't... Wesley, don't cut it yet. I'm just proposing what we might do. Hold up on the cutting. I'm not sure if I want to do that yet. So this part, we need to cut open to reveal Ozymandias. So like this part, we want to cut open to reveal Ozymandias. And I guess like this part here, you want to cut open there. And then I think we actually want a modern roof over the whole thing. Although, what kind of modern roof? So we cut that, we cut that, we cut that. Probably cut this. So that we can see Ozymandias. And then we want like a roof. Something along these lines. I'm just roughing this in. Like arching all the way across. To cover the whole thing. Maybe a bit taller than this. That's what I'm thinking. What do you think, Wesley? And the roof, if we're gonna do that, we might actually reinforce the exterior with flying buttresses, which then serve to hold up the roof. Light materials in both color and weight. Yes, good idea. So we like have like flying buttresses and then holding up the roof. So it's gonna be like a continuous arch around the whole thing onto foundations outside. Sun and heat, yes. And yes, and because it's high-tech stuff, so it's not gonna be the old monumental stuff, the new architecture. And also, parts of this I want to reveal. Like back here, and down there. I kind of want the old structure to be accessible underneath, although there's no reason to go down there. There's concrete, although that's not really light in weight, but modern and white. While you think about that, I think I want the old structure to be open. Okay, I'm gonna make this a lot more complicated now, Wesley. Which you may or may not agree with. Oh, should I do that though? I don't know. I don't know if I should do that or not. It's half buried in the sand. I want in some parts of this for it to be open down to the old ground floor. But I'm not sure if it makes any sense. So consider, for example, smooth sandstone 1, 2, 3, 4. Glass is also heavy in perspective to the build. I don't think glass is probably the least heavy option. I'm not sure if we should have glass though. The problem with Minecraft is that there's no light materials. So I'm not sure if there's any good way to resolve this anyway, Wesley. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3. Well, now I've gone in. So that is how far it goes down in my imagination. And I do want to open that up. To some extent. But it seems like a I mean, I'm gonna put a lot of the sand back, because the sand is spilling in from the outside. Is the idea. And then the train station itself sits on foundations. Oops. I like the idea of this. I just don't know how it ends.